We.
Listen, this is an audit on you. Say it out loud.
Queen of shopping over here.
Not okay to buy coffee every day.
And it's not okay to be hating on others for choices that they want to make.
So the cop comes up and he's like, "Are you guys okay?" And
Are you joking?
$1,000 is far off, Hallie.
My name is Hallie Patel. I'm 25 years old, and this is Financial Audit.
Just kidding. This is actually Half Past Cha. And this week, I'm going to be doing an audit on my wife's finances. Then we're going to be making a strict monthly budget. And finally, at the end, we're going to be answering some of your questions. So make sure you go to www.halfpastcha.com to send me your own questions or stories. Let's get into it, Half Past crew. Welcome to Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Half Past Cha. We're your hosts. My name is Suketu.
My name is Hallie.
And we talk about interracial couples, okay? I'm Indian.
I'm white.
Yep. And so we talk about a lot of the experiences we've had and also a lot of experiences you've had because you go to www.halfpastcha.com and you submit questions that we're going to be covering at the end of this episode. So thank you for submitting those. We release episodes every Monday at 7 a.m. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, put your post notifications on because then you know when we're posting, even though you know it's 7 a.m., but then you get a notification, okay? If you're watching on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you follow and give us 5 stars. It helps the podcast reach a larger audience, and we would appreciate it greatly. All right, everybody, this is going to be, I have been so excited for this episode, okay? Caleb Hammer is one of the people that I've been watching for a while now, and he's got this show called Financial Audit where he brings people on who have terrible finances. They're in crazy amounts of debt, and then he usually like talks to him, gives them advice, gives them a monthly budget.
Okay, so hold on. I just want to go back, rewind a little bit. You said people who have terrible finances. That is not me.
Well, it could be you. So let's actually get into it. And first, I'm going to ask you a few questions. We're getting right into
this.
This
is like real. Okay, this is going to be really explosive. What's the word? This is
exposing.
Really. I don't like this.
Yeah. So
why are we doing this?
Whenever Caleb starts one of his shows, he always asks on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate your finances?
Like in my spending habits?
It could be spending habits. It could be your debt. It could be your income, like altogether finances related. What would you rate yourself?
I'm going to be honest. Probably like an 8.
An 8? That's
like,
high.
Is that good? Is that good?
Yeah.
Like a 10 is good?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe 7? What? I don't know.
If I had to guess right now, I would give you a 6.
Are you joking?
Just because, like...
Suketu, compare me to every other person in the world.
Oh, well, if we're talking about... Let's just talk about United States. Everybody in the United States, yeah. I would give you a 7 or 6. Yes. But you guys might have a different opinion on that, so we're going to get into it.
What would I give you?
I probably have... For myself, I would give myself probably 6.
I'd give you like a 4.
Okay.
Just because you're making me angry. All right, let's get into it.
All right. Next question. What is your relationship with money? How would you describe it?
I don't know. I don't think I started caring about money that much until you and I really we were dating and, the topic of money would come up every so often. And then, I don't know, we got engaged, started planning all the big things in our future, and that's when it started to get a bit more serious because he would hound me for a lot of things in our relationship. And so with money, I don't know, it's not like it was always positive for me. I think I didn't really understand money, like I said, till we got together, till we started getting more serious about our future. And then from there, I feel like it's kind of been a negative experience just because of all the budgeting and everything we had to do and how you'd really like crack down on me for certain things. And I don't know, as we got married, it's gotten better, but it definitely was a bigger fight that we would have. So it was something that I didn't always view positively. So it's always been a little hard for me to talk about, but I'm now I'm more open with it, but it's not been easy forever. So
I guess the first thing that I'd say to that is our first big fight was about money.
Yeah.
It was the first big one we've ever had, and it was not fun. It was not good. Right after we had that fight, we got pulled over.
Oh my God.
So that was, it wasn't even, it was terrible. And so Hallie was crying. I was crying. We were all crying.
People thought a lot of things. The officer thought a lot of things.
And so the cop comes up and he's like, "Are you guys okay?" And then
he goes fighting.
He goes over to your side and asks you if you're okay.
Yeah. He's like, "Forget you. Like, I'll deal with this guy later. Like, are you okay?" And
so it was a big deal.
I don't even know what I said. I was in college at the time. Oh my God. It was because you were being dramatic as per usual. And then the fight just elevated into something ridiculous. We were both hurt in how we were saying things, and we were attacking each other. It was a really stupid argument. But then we proceeded to get pulled over because Suketu drove through a red little stop sign, not a stoplight, a stop sign.
Yeah.
And there happened to be a police officer right there. So yeah, that was the day before my birthday too. It was just fantastic. So
it was just
great.
Not a good situation.
No.
But when talking you said you don't really get serious about money till we got married. Would you say you, like, growing up, you didn't talk about it openly? Because, for example, me and my family, we talk about money very openly. Everybody knows how much, who's making how much. Everybody's talking about 401k, and I help my parents pay bills. And even today, I help my parents pay bills. So I know exactly how much is in their bank account. I know exactly how much they're earning. And so there's a lot of open transparency when it comes to money and what's money in our home, right? Our family. So for you, what is that like?
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit of the opposite. Growing up, money wasn't ever something that we really talked about, maybe because my parents or family or whoever didn't really have a great relationship with money either. I mean, we weren't like rich. I don't know. I would probably say we were middle class, lower middle class. I don't really know what defines that nowadays. It's probably different from what it was back then when I was growing up. But yeah, it wasn't really something that we talked about ever. So I didn't really understand. To me, there were just other important things than money, which I guess maybe explains some things. But I don't know. I just, like I said, it wasn't something, because I didn't have a job until I was in high school. And so until then, my senior year of high school is when I got my first job, and then I started working in college. But until then, I didn't really understand money, right? Yeah, well, like my parents would give me a little bit of an allowance and I would just burn through it, not think anything from it. And then, when you get your job, it actually teaches you how to budget, how to save certain things, what to spend your money on, what not to spend your money on. So it was really different for me then. And so that really kind of helped me understand a lot more what my finances were and how I wanted to look at that moving forward.
That's when you got your first credit card and started paying your own bills.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
What bills? What was I paying?
Your Discover card bill.
Oh, that's yeah. Oh, I was like, what else was I paying? I was still living under my parents' roof at that time. Okay.
That was your only bill, but you actually had to like be conscious about it, right? It's different.
Yeah. No, you had to be aware. You couldn't just willy-nilly go buy things on your credit card and be like, oh, well, it's fine. It's free money. No, like you have to pay that.
Oh, yeah.
You have to pay it at the end of the month. So it was good because it did teach me a lot about how to opening my bank account, having money in there, using a credit card, all the things, how to budget. Again, what not to spend money on, because you don't realize how fast you burn through money in your pocket. Truly, it's crazy.
We are now at the point where we're going to go through this month's expenses. Okay, this is January of 2024. What did Hallie spend money on? All right, I have all the expenses listed here. I can see everything, okay? And we're going to start from the top, meaning what is the most recent thing, and then we'll go towards the beginning of the year, okay?
Gotcha.
All right, here we go. Number one, this was bought yesterday, Dunkin' Donuts. Hallie, why are you spending $4.74 on some Dunkin'? What'd you get? Actually, what's that? What did you get?
No, I don't want to say it.
Say it out loud.
I got a Charlie drink.
And what is a Charlie drink?
It's the Charlie cold foam at Dunkin'. If you haven't tried it, you should. Very good. It's a cold brew, and it's apparently it's Charlie D'Amelio's go-to order at Dunkin', so they made literally a drink after her. But that is what I got. So I just want to point out right off the bat, I make this at home. If you're not watching, I have my mug and it has my tea in it, my chai, my cha, however you say it. It has that in it. So I make this almost every day. But on days that I don't, I just want to point out I only get coffee from either Dunkin' or a few of my other favorite places. I limit myself to once per week and maybe 2 times a week. So that's $4 on coffee per week. Otherwise, I just make it at home.
Well, I see another charge here on the 16th of January for $6.54
Again.
from Java House.
Yes.
Okay, and then on...
That was a coffee that we shared.
And then on 6/15, $4.70 at Dunkin' Donuts. So that was 2 consecutive days of coffee. How can you explain that?
Where were they? What was it?
It was on the 15th, you had Dunkin'. On the 16th, you had Java House.
You and I split both of those drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But why were they consecutive days? You don't need coffee every day.
I said 1 to 2 times per week, did I not?
I don't know. Oh, but on the 13th, the Dunkin' Donuts, $4.74. Hallie, I think we have a problem.
All right, I'm a little depressed in the winter. Let me have my coffee, please.
I want you guys to know, it is not okay to buy coffee every day.
I'm not.
That's a new slogan. Not okay to buy coffee every day.
And it's not okay to be hating on others for choices that they want to make. Especially when we're splitting the coffee. And just want to point out, again, that's like, what? Maybe that's rare. That's a few times per week. All right. But moving forward, that never happens.
Okay. Well, we have a few other things I want to cover. Okay. So we have all those coffee charges, and that's not it, everybody. We have another one on the 6th, Dunkin' Donuts, $4.74.
So when was the one after that? The 6th, and then you said the 15th or the 13th? Okay. That's a week.
Okay. Whatever.
Thank you.
But
I rest my case.
It's still there. So we have those, and then I see another charge, a reoccurring charge of $80 at Massage Envy.
Stop it!
What's up with that? It's a monthly charge, Hallie.
Besides the coffee, that's the one thing that I really do for myself to treat myself. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a very active person. I'm working out constantly throughout the week, all the time. I maybe take a few rest days during the week. But with that, with running, with lifting, with biking, with all the things, my body gets really tired. So I love to treat myself to a little bit of a spa experience, and that is getting a massage once a month. And I gifted you my massage for our anniversary a few months ago. And tell me how that was.
Okay. It was nice. It was a good massage.
Your words were, say it.
I get it sometimes.
Not sometimes. You said, I get it. Thank you.
I get it. Okay, listen, when it comes to health, if you're paying for a gym on a monthly basis and that makes you go into the gym, you should do that. Your physical health matters a lot. And if this helps you train better, work out better, recover faster, then it makes sense, okay? But I just think $70 is a lot, or $80 is a lot.
Okay, so just want to point out again. So one, the massage once a month. If you don't do it, you should. It's incredible. It feels so nice, and it's my reward 1 time a month that I do 12 times a year. Yes, 12 times a year, 1 time a month. It's amazing. And 2, I just want to point out one thing that you said. If you have a gym membership, I don't have a gym membership.
That's true.
No, that's true.
But look, listen.
But my thing is, sorry, I'm interrupting you. My thing is with the gym membership, I don't pay for one because I'm lucky enough at my place of work. There is a gym there. There are fantastic fitness classes. There are instructors, group classes, like all kinds of things that you can take advantage of. If you go 12 times a month, if you scan in 12 times a month, it's free.
That is the biggest benefit ever. It's really nice.
It's the biggest flex that I have over all of my other corporate friends. I'm like, yeah, I get a free gym if I just go 12 times a month, which I do. So it's perfect.
It is nice. So we have all these charges. These are just coffee. Okay. We just discussed coffee. Now we're going to go into some of the food that you've been buying, Hallie.
We
listen, this is an audit on you. I don't count in these. Okay.
Okay. Well, just split everything in half because we split food at restaurants anyways.
We got a Taco Bell charge on the 1st of the year. What's up with that?
Wait, we had what?
Yeah. We got Taco Bell for $14, Hallie.
When was that?
You know how long it takes me to make $14? A long time.
Yeah, we split that Taco Bell. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so split. Okay, so $7 a person essentially.
Okay.
Let's everyone just keep that in mind moving forward. Anything that you hear, cut that in half.
Oh my God. We got Target. $46. What's up with that?
Oh, I know what I was doing. I bought you things while you were on your trip.
Listen, Hallie's a sweetheart, but you got to stop buying me things.
The reason I bought you, I think I bought you a jacket. I bought you and two other things. I bought you'd just been telling me, because you've been running a lot with me too, and you said I don't have enough workout clothes. So I was like, okay, I'll go to Target and I'll get him some workout clothes. So I did.
All right.
Amazing.
Thank you, Hallie.
Just want to point that out.
We
So
do
don't
have
be so hostile moving forward.
We have an Ulta charge in this month as well for $86.
Yeah, you want me to explain that?
Go ahead and explain.
All right, everyone. So
This actually saves us money, by the way.
yeah, so why are you hating on me? Literally everything you're saying, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Like, we do this for a reason. So the Ulta charge, as you know, I'm a little pretentious. I use very nice shampoo. But once, maybe like 2 times a year at Ulta or like maybe other makeup stores, I'm not sure, they have a liter. They have their liter sale. So you get, they're both like half off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get a liter, and keep in mind, we both share shampoo and conditioner.
Yep.
And so I don't wash neither one of us washes our hair every single day. Like, we skip a day. Like, we don't want to dry out our scalps, everyone. So, yeah, liter lasts us a year. So we buy shampoo and conditioner 1 time a year, as opposed to small bottles, which you can go through real quick. And I make sure that I'm really conservative when I use my shampoo and conditioner. And you're only supposed to use like a quarter dime or a quarter size. So use that, lather it up in the hair. Don't wash it again for another day, 2 days, whatever. And yeah, so we only buy shampoo and conditioner once a year. So they're normally like $60, and you get them for like 30 something a liter.
Pretty good deal. But like, if you think about it, if you are washing your hair with shampoo and conditioner, if you buy the cheap ones, it's like $5-10, and you'd have to buy that every month and a half or 2 months. It adds up. So like, it's eventually going to get to the 80. It actually goes more than $80. So if you just buy it once, a good brand for your hair, it's pretty good. So
yes,
that makes sense. Okay,
and that's why we have
that
such voluminous, luscious hair. If anybody was wondering, so
we have a charge at Eggaholic, which is $22. Hallie, what is up with that?
That is an Indian street food restaurant based around eggs. It's fantastic.
We got another coffee charge at $11.72. What'd you get for $11.72?
Where's that from?
It's Asperizia.
Oh, that was that place that I went that I wasn't super happy with. I was disappointed. I got a muffin and it was dry, and I got coffee, and it just that was a disappointment. So that one I'm ashamed of that.
Okay.
Well, so that's what that is.
Just so you know,
because I worked there for the day.
How much do you think we have spent this month total, including the house, including all that?
I could not tell you. I don't know.
We spent so far,
4,000, 3,000.
We spent $4,861 this month. That is our average. Okay, about 5,000. We try not to go over 5,000, but if we do like a shopping trip of some kind, it usually goes a little over 5,000. So $4,861, pretty average. Last month we actually spent $254 less than that. So it shows a good average for us. Mm-hmm. Would you say that makes you feel good in a way? Is that a good amount, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, and I'm really good about grocery shopping as well. I coupon, like I save at least I would say a minimum of like $15 every time I go to the store, because I always coupon, and
yeah,
you know, I only get the things that we need, and I make sure that we're going to eat those things. So I don't spend a crazy amount at the grocery store either. And I go a few times a month. So
okay, well,
solid.
This was your monthly review. Okay, we're just doing January, first of the year. It looks pretty good. Groceries are actually also very well, like your groceries look really good too. If we go back, you spent $49 at Meijer, $23 at Meijer. You spent another $14 at Aldi.
Oh, I love Aldi.
You got another Aldi for $8. Okay, every time you go to Aldi, you don't spend more than $20, which is amazing.
Because everything there is so cheap. I love to look
that.
because they have really cute like cheeses and crackers and things like that.
And so just this month in groceries, you have not gone anywhere close to the limit that we have set. So our grocery limit's like $500. Hallie has only spent on groceries this month $300.
That's it?
That's it, everybody.
It's because I
Give her
save.
a round of applause. Good job.
Queen of shopping over here.
So that's amazing. Good job. I'm proud of you on that one.
Thank you. It's hard work.
When it comes to the one other thing that I wanted to mention was Amazon. Amazon is a huge purchases, right? So like everybody buys things from Amazon. Hallie loves Amazon.
I do.
But this month, I spent more on Amazon than Hallie.
Yeah, can we audit your purchases maybe
We'll do
sometime?
that another time.
I'm going to do that.
Good job on Amazon as well. You only
Thanks.
spent like $40 or $50, which is for materials for your face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My self-tan. Need that. Don't want to be ghostly walking around these streets this time of year.
That's about it. So in terms of monthly, you're doing great. Keep it up. But I just want you to know we're going to be going on a budget soon. So
I'm aware.
Our monthly expenses, we're going to go through our monthly expenses, normal monthly expenses, no matter what. These are the expenses that come out of our account, okay? So our mortgage, it's a little over $2,000. Our gas bill, just to heat the house, is $140 on average.
Which is pretty cheap. Can think about that. Yeah.
Electric is about $170 on average. It goes way down in the winter because we're using gas to power but in the summer, it's goes up to like $190. So that's just $170 is just an average. And then water and sewage, $84. And then massage envy's our next most expensive, $80. And then we got internet. So our internet was $30, which was great for a few, but now we're going to change that to $49.99, which is still not bad for internet, but our internet is so bad. Like it takes us hours to upload this specific podcast.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
Next up, Hallie's car payment. Hallie, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how much debt you have. How much debt do you have?
So to specify, the only thing that has me in debt is my car, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how much is that? How much do you have left to pay off?
I can't remember. I have it set on automatic payments, so I kind of forget.
You gotta say a number, and I'll correct you.
Is it like 18,000?
Not even close.
Is it like 10?
Hallie.
Is it more or less?
It's a lot more.
Oh, like 25?
No,
30.
That's too much.
Okay, so 22?
It's exactly $19,600.
So my 18,000 was that far off? Are you joking?
$1,000 is far off, Hallie.
No. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, she has that much debt, which is not good. Debt bad. We'll talk about that. Okay. Okay. Next up, Disney Hulu Plus. We paid $18.99. Which what the heck? We were paying $6.99, and then all of a sudden now it's $18.99. Stop that, Disney.
Part of it was because we were college students and we got that college discount, which was so much better than being adults.
We pay for the duo of Spotify, which is you should do that so then you can watch Half Past Joe on Spotify.
Yes.
And then Lightroom, we pay that. These are some business expenses. So Lightroom is a business expense, and then a few other things in here. YouTube Premium is a business expense. And then
do you need YouTube?
Altogether, just to manage our essentials, not including food, Hallie, we have to have $3,481 every month just to live.
That's crazy.
That's not including food, okay? Including food, add $500 to that, so that'll bring us right to like $3,981, okay?
So that's crazy. Now you and I are talking about this, and we talk about money frequently, but when you actually review things, you realize, wow, it's crazy how much you need to actually live and how much that costs, because just inflation and cost of living has gone up so much throughout the years. It's wild to see where we're at right now. So I believe everybody should be audited at least once in their life like this, just to understand everything, because it really puts into perspective your whole life.
I'm going to go through our yearly expenses that happen once a year.
Okay. All right.
And then we're going to go into some financial literacy that I want to teach everybody. After that, we'll do our monthly budget. Okay.
All right.
So yearly expenses, our HOA mother truckers are charging us $576 a year. Oh my God.
For what?
For nothing. I don't know.
They don't do anything.
Amex. So we have a platinum card, and that is $695 a year. That's a lot of money, but
What for, Suketu? That was your decision.
Listen, I travel like every week.
All right.
And I need lounge access.
Okay. You know what? You can shut up about my massage envy because you need lounge access. You can't just sit in the normal
But if you think
seats
about
like
it,
everybody else at an airport.
$695 split up into months is $57.92 a month. It's for my health.
Oh my God.
But it also
Shut
pays
up.
for our Hulu and Disney Plus. So I don't know why I'm complaining about Disney Plus and Hulu, because the Amex card will pay for that. It also pays for 1 to 2 flights a year for me and Hallie. And it also pays for some hotels that we've stayed at. So it's well worth it, I think. Our Capital One Venture X card is $395 a year, which that's an easy one. That pays for a flight every year for $300. It gives us $300, and then it gives us another $100. So we're getting $400 back, but we're paying $395. So that one's a definite. That's an easy brainer. If you don't have a Capital One Venture X and you're good with credit cards, you should probably get the Capital One Venture X. It's a really good credit card. Car insurance, we pay about $1,500 a year. That's going to go up because we just got 2 brand new cars. And then home insurance is about $1,200 a year. That's going to go up because insurance is going up, and I hate insurance. And then we got our car registration. Holy moly.
That was unexpected, but that was expensive.
Our car registrations, both of us, equals just over $1,000 every year, which is crazy. We have Google One and Squarespace. Those are subscriptions. Business expenses, write-offs. I'm not going to include those. So total yearly is $5,206 a year.
Not awful. When you think about a lot of the other subscriptions that people have, we're lucky in the sense of streaming services too, because we mooch off of some people, like my father for Netflix and Peacock and YouTube TV. Yeah. So those are things we don't have. So we're lucky.
Now I want to give you guys the total number to survive without food. What is it? What do you guess? Guess what it is?
A year?
For the whole year. Well, how much money do we have to make without eating any food to survive?
I have no idea.
Just guess a big number.
Like a big number.
Just guess.
70,000.
No. Total that we need is $58,989. So $58,000. So 59, round up. We need $59,000 without food. Include food in that, $64,000. Okay, just in case like this is over. Like we don't need actual $64,000. I always just add like $4 or $5 grand to food a year.
Yeah.
And so $64,000 a year to survive with food and everything. That is nuts. So no matter what, me and Hallie have to earn an income of that or more to survive, right? And then after that, you need money to save. You can't just live off of it. You need to have a savings of some kind. So that's a lot. So what do you think about all this? Now that you got a good picture of everything that's happening on terms of your expenses, of yearly expenses, of monthly expenses, how do you feel?
I mean, honestly, I still feel good because all the things that you're reading off to me, I'm like, yeah, I don't need coffee, but it's the little things in life. And sometimes I do like to treat myself, and same thing with the massages. And there are some memberships that I do have that are worth it, some that I don't. And I'm still going to do things to appreciate life. And if that's buying a cup of coffee or going to breakfast or doing things like that or going on trips and, and from what you've said too, it sounds like we've got some free trips with flights or hotels or whatever. So, I mean, I still feel pretty good about it because even though it sounds like we do spend money on a decent amount of things, there are a lot more things that we could be spending money on that we're not. So I feel pretty good about everything. And imagine too, that just puts in perspective how expensive it is to live. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. And I'm very happy that we have our jobs. Imagine if we didn't make as much money as we need.
And our rent, guys, or
Our
our
rent,
mortgage isn't that much. So people who are renting out in like New York City or in Indianapolis or San Francisco, all these places that are people are renting out apartments, it could be like $2,000, $3,000 a month, which is nuts, right?
Well, yeah, we just live in local Indiana.
And a lot of those people are making $50,000, $60,000 a year. And so you got to imagine for those people, you know what you just said about getting a coffee here and there. And that might make a big impact at the end. I know people hate saying, oh, a coffee's not going to make a difference.
Well, maybe not one a week, but like every day, it'll make a difference.
If you're getting coffee every day, it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a huge difference in your income. But also, if you're paying for subscriptions that you don't need, like Peacock, if you have a subscription for that, and you have a subscription for Netflix, and you have a subscription for Disney Plus, all these subscriptions are making you poor. Okay, if you can't afford it, don't get it, please, for the love of God. This brings us into actionable steps for financial literacy. Are you ready, Hallie?
I think that was a lot. All right, here we go.
Start an emergency fund. Do you like that?
Yeah. I mean, do we not have one of those?
We have an emergency fund.
Okay. Yeah.
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 And you have to be ready to deplete your emergency fund. That's what an emergency fund is. Okay. You don't touch that until you need to touch it. All right. It's not for, hey, we're going on vacation. Let me take a few thousand now. No, don't do that. Okay. So in case that you have an emergency, you better have a minimum of 1,000. And a good amount would be, I would say, 10,000.
I was going to say one's not going to do you much. If an emergency happens that you're not prepared for, then 1,000 might not be super helpful.
Nowadays, probably not. But 10,000 you should at least have. Like that's your goal should be 10,000 in emergency savings.
And that's not to say that you should just be like, oh, from my bank account, I'm going to put $10,000 immediately. No, that's something you do over time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a lot. It's not easy. Like for people who are spending $60,000 a year and making $70,000 a year, you may save. It may look like you're saving 10,000, but you're actually not going to save all of that because there's taxes there. There's just random expenses. You might want to go shopping one week and spend like $300-$400 out of nowhere, and then that 10,000 is gone in a second.
So it's really important, basically the message that I'm gathering from all the things we've talked about so far. It's so important that you just evaluate where you are. And lucky for us, we're a dual income household and we don't have kids yet. So we're able to, budget appropriately for now. But I mean, a lot of people that I know that are single, that are living on their own, I mean, they're only surviving off of one income. So you just have to really evaluate where you are in life and how much you are making, how much you can be spending, those kinds of things. So it's very important. Again, like I said, people should be audited and aware of just what they're spending their money on because it's a tough world out there.
And as Dave Ramsey always says, your income is your number one wealth builder. So if you're in debt, get out of it, please. If you want to buy a car that you don't have the money for, Hallie, then you should probably not buy the car.
Hold on. Can I just say that we had the money and then you decided to buy a brand new car right after me? So what is that all about?
That's my fault, everybody.
That is your fault. Thank you.
So if you don't have a money to pay cash for a car, just trust me on this. Don't do it. Just try and get a car that you can pay cash for, or if you have a business, you can lease a car and just write that whole lease off. But even then, like it's just think about it. Do you really want to have a car payment? The reason I say this is because we have a car payment and we understand how much it actually affects our budget. Taking out $700 a month on top of all the other expenses that are happening is not fun. It sets us back in our savings goals. We save $700 less every year or $700 less every month because we have this car payment. If we didn't have that car payment, we would be well ahead in certain savings goals that we have, right? So just keep that in mind. Debt is not good. Try not to keep debt.
Yeah. And again, too, I just want to go back to this a little bit, but yes, be aware of your finances and what you're spending, but also have fun because life is too short. And that's something that we've learned more as we've gotten married, because you were definitely more strict, very strict when we got married, and you were like crazy about money. But there are things that are going to come up that involve spending money, and you don't want to deny yourself of those opportunities, especially if it's going to, be, simple as a fun experience for the two of us, make you a better person, make you better in the long run. I mean, just for stupid fun, whatever. Like, don't deny yourself of those experiences, but also just be cautious and maybe don't like go out to the club every night or do certain things all the time. But every once in a while, like, you deserve to travel or do things that are going to be good for you, but just in moderation.
I think that me and Hallie make a pretty good like balance, because I'm very strict. Hallie likes to have fun sometimes here and there. And so it makes me get out of that comfort zone of save everything. You don't want to save everything. This is the next part right here.
Because it's boring. You want to have fun.
Invest 15% of your income to retirement. You need to do that. And don't worry about, so this is not including your savings, okay? Not including your savings. Invest the 15% to your retirement. You need to do that. And then on top of that, have that emergency savings, because once you get that, then you can start to spend a little bit more money here and there, have a little more fun, and help you pay off some of those big debts you may have, like a mortgage, like a car.
Yeah. And that's something that we're experiencing right now too. It's like we're having to sacrifice, which you're going to go through periods in your life where you have to do this. We're sacrificing right now and being very frugal right now and for the next few months, really until springtime. Because there are certain things that have to pay off, or we did pay something off, and we have to be a little bit more careful with the money that we have now, just because we don't want to spend a lot of money that we don't have necessarily. So we're going through that right now too, and it's not super fun. But there will be points in your life where you have to sacrifice for the greater good. So just keep that in mind. It's hard, but I mean, I guess it's a good thing. It is a good thing. It is a good thing.
Yeah. So So overall, I think that there's a lot to finances, and it's okay not to know everything, but it's a good thing to start early. Any kind of savings, your credit card history, having good credit is important, but if you don't understand how to use a credit card, don't use a credit card, please.
And I like that you said it's a good thing to start early. It is, but it's never too late to start working on your finances either. And I think that's one thing people don't realize. But then another point is that we have older people that are like, well, what do you know about money? Like some people just love to hate on everything, but they're like, oh, you're only in your mid-20s. Like, what do you know about money? You should be doing this, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're not doing this right. And what do you have to say about that, Suketu?
I would say that they probably don't know what they're talking about. But if people who are older saying that we don't know what we're doing, and especially people who say, like money's not that important, like you don't need to save every dollar. Those are the kind of people who are probably going to be working until they're 70. And so I don't like viewing that information towards me at all. I don't plan on working forever.
How old do you want to be when you, quote, retire?
My goal is 50. I know I say 40, but realistically, 50 is probably a good year to set. Be like, hey, by 50, I kind of want this amount of money, and then I could probably retire. So according to statistics, me and you both, like I need to have around 3 million and Hallie needs to have around 3 million. So that's $6 million in savings for us to retire at the age of 50.
Then what, we do nothing?
And then we do whatever we want. Then we could either like work on a side business, we could work or go
do this podcast till we're 60.
Go to a what's it called? Go to an island, buy the island, spend all $6 million, go in debt.
Well, that doesn't sound like the policy that you've been preaching this whole time. That's fun.
I'm kidding. But I think that it's important to set goals, and this is a goal that I have. So my goal right now, my short-term goal is to hit 1 million by the age of 30. I'm currently 26. It's going to be kind of hard, but
we're nowhere near that.
It's a good goal. It's a good goal to have at least.
At least you're ambitious.
So, and then 6 million for the both of us by the age of 50, which isn't bad. It's not hard to do if we save properly. The only thing that's going to cut us back is kids. Yeah.
Factor the children in.
So once
Surprise! I'm just kidding.
Once the kids come in, that's going to be a huge cut in pay and saving. So
how many kids are we going to have? 7?
Probably 0.5.
Literally every day. Side note, every single day, Suketu's like, it wouldn't be so bad if we had a baby tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of would be. Like, I'm not anywhere close to being ready for motherhood, so we're not there yet.
I'm just kidding. All right. All right, let's go into our monthly budget. So I have set aside $2,700 for loan payments. That includes mortgage and your car. And then from here, we have my computer just signed me out of our app that tracks all of our finances because it's like, you've been inactive for too long.
What app? What do you use?
We use Rocket Money right now. I still like to use Excel. So I have an Excel sheet open and I have Rocket Money open. Rocket Money is just nice because it's like, it shows like a diagram and
a pie chart.
It shows bar graphs for like different months that you spend money. So I like it.
Rocket Money sponsor us.
Exactly. I would love it if Rocket Money could sponsor us.
Suketu would freak out.
we have our bills and utilities set to about $700, which our utilities about $300, and our other bills is just miscellaneous. There's a few bills that we have that I set
those
in
secret
there.
bills.
Let me see. Let me see. So some of these bills include like Squarespace, Spectrum, waste management, all these like different things. So that's what that is. Shopping. We have a shopping budget. This includes groceries, by the way. $600. So shopping to me includes fast food restaurants. That's everything. So $600 for food, groceries, eating out, Uber Eats. We don't like Uber Eats, but we get $15 from Amex, so that's what we use that on. So $600. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have that includes the coffee, Hallie. Are you sure that's good?
Well, let me think about that a little bit more. Let me marinate in that a little bit longer, and then I'll get back to you.
Personal care, we have set to $80.
Which is
your massages, Hallie. Did you already forget?
Can we add? Let's just add 15 or 20 to make it 100.
For what?
What if I need some personal care?
That's included into the shopping. $600 total.
All right.
You're good. You're good. All right. Entertainment. This includes our subscriptions for like Spotify, YouTube Music, YouTube Premium, and then
the Hulu
Disney.
That's all we've got, right? That's all we pay for.
$47. When you put it together, guys, that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
I mean, not if you think about it.
Better than what's it called? Cable.
Do we have the ESPN in there too? I don't watch that. But
yeah, we have ESPN Plus, but I use that for Formula One. But Formula One isn't on right now. So
bummer.
We have our last thing as pet.
Oh.
We have $22 allocated to pet stuff every month.
Well, we got to take her to the vet, so that's going to be up this month.
Well, we'll see about that.
Next month.
I don't think she needs to go to the vet.
I keep getting emails. They're like, you're 30 days past due Sylvie's appointment. And I don't know what to do.
Their business at the end of the day. They're like, we need some money.
I know, but until we have children, she is our child. She is my daughter, and we will be taking her to the vet. And I think any pet parent would agree with that. I just want to get her yearly checkup, and that's it.
And then finally, our last section on this chart is Roth IRA. $500 each for me and Hallie. So Hallie puts in $500, I put in $500. Everybody should put in money into their Roth IRA. If you can put in all $7,000 at once, do that. We can't do that right now, but it's a good idea to do $7,000 all at once because you can only put $7,000 in at a time, in a year. Sorry. And then that's it. That's our budget, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed. I would love to go into our yearly spend. Last year was too crazy, so I don't think last year's a realistic view. Just to give you guys a perspective, we were negative $1,000. Negative $2,000, I think. So we spent $2,000 more than we made last year. That's how much money we spent. But
Okay,
last
you
year
wanna
was
break
a
it down?
big. Last year was a big like purchasing year. Like we bought 2 cars. We
The
bought
biggest thing was 2 cars.
we
yeah.
bought $10,000 in just equipment for our business. We bought a trip. We went on a trip to New York, which was expensive. New York was expensive.
But we didn't do a ton of traveling last year. We did do like the DC and New York. We went to India, but we bought the tickets for that the year before. Obviously, stay was free.
That still like it going to India still cost a little bit for us. And so like all of those expenses, it ended up being a lot more than we expected. So if you guys want to hear more about that, if you want us to go into more detail, please leave a comment, do all the things. Okay. That's all I had in terms of finances. We want to continue this conversation. I want to continue this conversation. I'm so passionate about money.
Mr. Finance Guru over here.
Oh, I could talk about it all day. But I would say overall, Hallie, you are in a good place. I would give you an 8, like you said.
Really?
It's good. You're good.
What would make it a 10?
I think a 10 would be increasing your income. Not only
Okay.
increasing
I'll do that tomorrow.
increasing your income, but also being able to pay off the car. If you pay off the car, you're at a 10 automatically.
Oh, I mean, okay. That's
So
doable.
That, I would say, once you pay off the car, that gives you 0 debt. Your income increases. That gives you plenty of money to save for that debt you accrued, right? So you're paying interest on that. So if you could get that out of there, 10. Boom. Done.
And so now after reviewing, because you reviewed a little bit of yourself too, what do you rate yourself?
I would say, because I don't have any debt besides this house. So Hallie's technically, you're not on the mortgage.
Which is concerning.
But technically I have the debt of the house, right?
So technically he could kick me out at any time.
No, that is not true.
I don't know. My name's not on the house. What if you die tomorrow?
You're not on the mortgage, but you're on that title.
I am.
So yeah.
Officially?
Yes.
Swear?
Yeah, you're just not on the mortgage. So my payments that I'm making don't count towards your like credit or anything. But we should probably get that changed. I just think that this whole money thing is a very important conversation to have. I want everybody to be encouraged to have money conversations, have those tough conversations, especially with your significant other. Don't marry somebody until you know their financial situation. Like, if they have a ton of debt, that debt's all coming on to you everywhere, all over your chest, all over your
It's coming
back.
all over you.
So
it's everywhere.
it's everywhere. That is our financial conversation. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to move into questions
Of the week.
All right. Number 1. How tall are you both? I'm 6'1". I don't know what everybody's like, you're not 6 foot. I'm 6'1", everybody.
My question of the week is, why do people, we get this at least a few times a week. How tall are you? Why is that a thing that people want to know?
I don't know.
I'm 4'3".
All right. Truth, I'm actually 5'10".
And I'm 5'7".
Okay.
So I can't wear heels around him because then it's just kind of weird. I don't know.
All right. Question answered. All right. Number 2. Hi, Suketu and Hallie. I'm quite curious about the dynamic and relationship between Hallie and your mom.
Oh, yeah. We're besties.
Yeah. My mom and Hallie are very good at talking to each other. They love talking to each other to the point where they forget I even exist.
Sometimes we love talking a little too much.
I think the thing that my mom and Hallie love to do is gossip. Don't you put that head away. You know you love to gossip with her.
She's just so fun because, oh my God. Okay, I love gossiping. But I love gossiping with your mom. I love gossiping with my mom. It's just something about gossiping. It's not like anything super deep, but it's like you get so into it. Like, she'll tell me some tea or like some drama and we just get into it and we're just like, oh my God. Like, she'll tell me about situations at work, about like some other things.
Dude,
it's just
the work situations are so funny. My mom works in customer service.
She's a boss.
And there are some situations she gets into.
Yeah, and she is not afraid to like tell people what's up. And so every time she does, I'm just like astounded. I'm like, oh my God, slay. No, like it's so good. It's so fun. So it's, yeah. But I will say, yeah, we have a great relationship. Love hanging out with her, with both your parents, really. Obviously, yes, a long time ago, maybe it was a little rocky just because things were, a little complicated between us. But, I love hanging out with her, and we have a lot in common, and she's very easy to talk to. She makes great food. She's funny. I love how she picks on you. It's great. You need to be put in your place sometimes. And I love how, she's just funny, and she's very kind and a very great woman. So,
yeah, very nice. Great. So this is the last question, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions lined up that are very long, like very thorough questions that we want to spend a lot of time on, which will happen in the 5th episode. So 2 more episodes from now.
Because we do question of the week episode every 5 episodes. Because we just get so many good ones that we have to.
So we have those all on the list, everyone. So make sure if you submitted, we have not forgotten you. And if you want to submit a new one, www.halfpastshot.com, please submit. We love your questions. Okay, last question. Suketu, it is wild to see where you're at now. I started following you 9 or 10 years ago. Are you kidding me? Dang, that is insane. And you've been such an inspiration. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
You are. Come on.
I'm really glad that you find me
you are
inspirational. I would love to be able to inspire others to continue to grow and create. I love that. So anyways, I have a question regarding languages. Hallie, have you ever felt uncomfortable with people speaking different languages around you when you cannot understand? My recent girlfriend told me that if it made her uncomfortable that I was speaking to my parents in my mother tongue when she was right there, since she can't understand, and that we couldn't just talk. We could be talking about her, good or bad. I talk to my parents in their language out of respect for them, but I also don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. What's your opinion on this?
First off, crazy that this person's been following you since like what? That'd be 2014, 2015. Yeah. That's crazy. Hi, thanks for sticking around. Let me think about that. I mean, okay. I think maybe at first, because I wouldn't say uncomfortable, but it was something that I was like, what is what's happening, right? Because I would go to things when I first started coming around to family events or whatever it was, like, obviously you guys are going to speak in the language that is your mother language, your mother tongue language, whatever. You're going to speak in that. And that's great. I think you should, because it's the way that everybody can best communicate. But I will say it did really throw me off guard, because I guess I didn't think about that coming into like an Indian household. I didn't understand that. I was so confused. I mean, and you, like, it took some time, but you got so much better at explaining to me what was happening, because it would only bother me if you didn't, if like people were like, oh, by the way, this is what we're saying. Like if you didn't say that, I would be like, well, I just want to know what's going on. I just like to feel included. I hate when I'm not included, which not every conversation I need to be included, and that's fine. But I like to know just in general, especially if I hear my name or something, like you explain to me, and that's fine. I'm not uncomfortable with that. I think that's a conversation though that you guys need to have. If she's uncomfortable, just make sure that you're able to explain to her what is going on, like take a step back from the conversation and be like, oh, this person's saying this, and like, this is what's happening. That's why people are laughing, like whatever it may be. But I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was ever uncomfortable by it. I think I just like to be included, and I'm definitely not used to not understanding, because everybody obviously in my family speaks English, so that's never been an issue for me or you. But like, imagine if, I don't know, I spoke only German. Like, think of it that way. You'd want to be like, you'd want to be included too. So then that's, a point where you can make a point to explain to your significant other what's going on. So I think that's important. That's probably the biggest thing for me.
I would say, like, put yourself in a situation where she got to experience that. Like for me, I went to a friend's house once, and he was Mexican, so his family spoke Spanish. And I walked in and everybody's speaking Spanish. I'm like, oh my God, what is everybody saying? Like, what are they talking about me? And then I'm like, oh my God, this is what Hallie feels every time she walks into my house, right? And it puts into perspective about like how to handle that situation. So if I go into that house and I'm like, it'd be really nice if somebody just told me what they just said, and then boom, it's like it feels a lot better. So when Hallie was put into that situation, I always like whispered like, hey, this person's laughing because they said this, or this person's doing this, or they just said this. And then that kind of gives her perspective of, oh, this is what they said. I feel included. And yeah, makes you feel a little better, at least to understand what's going on.
Yeah, and I think especially to show that you care enough to take a step back and explain to me what was happening, that was a huge thing because, when you don't understand a language and people are, laughing, having a good time, talking really fast, you can just be a little overwhelmed, I think. But then, over time, I've picked up a few things and I can kind of, like, based on context and other words that I can kind of piece together what people are saying. Yeah. But I still, for the most part, say that I would need an explanation. So I really appreciate you explaining to me or other people in your family explaining to me because, again, I'm not a fluent Gujarati speaker, so I need all the help that I can get.
Well, I'm glad you guys asked these questions.
And we answered.
Hope these answers made sense and helped you in a way. My chai is all gone, everybody. I hope your chai is gone too, because This is the end of the episode. I just want to remind everybody, our website is www.halfpastchai.com. Hallie, you did a great job. I'm glad that you got audited. I want you to audit me next, maybe next week, or not next week, maybe in like a month or so. I would love that. And then maybe we could do a full episode of our yearly expenses of like what we spent last year, how we go about like debt, how we go about paying off debt, best practices, all that stuff would be a great episode. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. If you're not, that's okay. We'll just do something else. It's all good.
We don't like to put ourselves in a box. Yeah, we do like the whole interracial couple thing, but I think what we're aiming for is more just general lifestyle stuff. There's only so many things, relationship based, interracial couple based, whatever that you can talk about. And we don't ever want you guys to get bored. We want to keep you on your toes. So that's why we're, trying different things. And we like talking about different things, especially this episode, finance. This is Mr. Finance Guru over here.
What?
So this was a lot of fun. So thank you for auditing me, Mr. Patel.
You're welcome. Half Past Guru, we love you. Thank you for the support, and we are so excited for this podcast to continue growing. Our community is amazing. Please join our Discord. We have a great community there. We talk every day. It's Half Past Crew Discord. We'll leave links down below. And as always, we will see you next Monday at Half Past Chai. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Ooh.
I need to close my exercise ring.